Because there are more women today than there are men because of a design. Pharaoh said, let's deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. So Pharaoh designed a very deep trial. He killed the males and he spared the females. That ain't yesterday. That's today. Your woman is spared, but the brothers, you're dropping out of school. They're herding you into Rikers Island and federal penitentiaries. So when you go in, they don't care that you're 14 or 15. You walk in the street with some dope in your pocket, then they stop and frisk. That's the police duty today. Stop and frisk young black men. So you got a little reefer in your pocket. Maybe you didn't smoke it all. You just got a roach left. But when they search you and find that roach, they arrest you, throw you down on the ground. See? Now you going to jail. Some of you, you don't feel safe anymore. There was a time in Harlem where people didn't even lock their doors. But today they got police lock, other locks, and a shotgun behind the door if the locks fail. Because you're scared of who? Your brother, your sister. You ain't living next door to white folk. You scared as hell of your own kind because we've become so savage. What do you mean savage, brother? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said a savage is a person that has lost the knowledge of themselves and is living the life of a beast. And in the Bible, in the book of Revelations, it said they had the mark of the beast in their forehead and they had the mark of the beast in their hands. Anytime we are like beasts, then we watch one another to prey on one another. Not pray for one another, but to pray on one another. That's our role today. So here we are. Now you got a gun in your pocket because you don't feel like you are safe.
That's right.
You got to have your peace, but you don't have no factories. You're not making no weapons. Right?
That's right. Go ahead.
Well, how they get to Harlem?
Come on now. Come on.
Somebody brought it. You don't have no ships bringing drugs into America. Well, how did the drugs get here? Somebody brought it. So they come on in the community. Because young people don't have no jobs. Black men don't have jobs. So we got to hustle in order to make it from one day to the next. So look, brother, you sell this. You understand what I'm saying? You sell this. And you'll be able to take home today $1,000, but you can't show it. You know what I mean? Hide it under your mattress, find somewhere like the great American gangster, put it in the dog pen. So here now, you got a gun. Sometime if they stop and see you with a gun, they just shoot you. I say, well, what the heck? I just killed me another savage, a nigga, you know. They go to Wendy's and get a burger and think nothing of it. But you just as cold too. You can drive by and shoot your brother down. And if he don't look like he dying fast enough, you put 10 bullets in your brother. Not your real enemy, but your brother. So when you smoke your brother, you go back to your homies and say, yeah, man, I did it, man. I did it. We got to do it again. So when you smoke your brother got the spirit of vengeance in you. So then he moves, when he see you, he kill you. And so we're back and forth. A lot of the gangs don't even know why they're killing one another. It's just now a culture. See, but you're killing each other because of the ignorance of the mind that the enemy is manipulating us. You understand? So now they find a gun in your pocket. Well, immediately, that's 3 years, because you know it wasn't legal. Well, now I'm 15. Well, I don't care. Right, because I get on over there. Okay, you meet your older brother. You see them pretty little cheeks that you brought in. What did I say wrong? He said, look, young man, you gonna be my B. You understand? If you want to come through here alive, I'll shepherd you through, but you got to be my B. So they examine you when you get in to see if you got AIDS. But they don't examine you when you come out. Because while you were in there, they were experimenting on you. And you don't even realize that when you come out, the first thing you want to do is escape what was happening to your backside. So you run back to your girl. Hey, baby, I'm home. I've been waiting on you. Yeah, she's been waiting on you too. Then the next thing you know, she's carrying the AIDS virus. And what they're saying is that the black woman is the #1 carrier of the AIDS virus. How did you get to be that? See, that's not an accident, my dear brothers and sisters. We are under a genocidal plan.
Go ahead, that's right.
It is to kill us all. Right. You did not hear
Come
me.
on now, go ahead, that's right.
The cheap food that you eat. Where's the food being raised? How is the food being grown? What are they doing to the food before it gets to the market that you go to buy it? Did they gas it? Did they color it? Did the color contain carcinogens? Then we look around. I got breast cancer. I got cervical cancer. I got prostate cancer. I got liver cancer, pancreatic cancer. And we are leading in all the cancers. I got high blood pressure. Hell yeah, trying to live in white America under white supremacy puts a lot of pressure on your head. So no wonder you got high blood pressure. And you don't realize that you got it. You just keep walking because you can't go to no doctor. You can't pay a doctor bill. You have no health insurance. Next thing you know, you got a stroke. And the next thing you know, you're out of here. And people just say, well, another one gone, another one gone. But we're being killed, slowly but surely. Let's change this. Let's change this. And I say to our pastors, you don't need to be in the church. Because the problem is not in the church. The problem is in the streets. We say to the imams and to the ministers of the Nation of Islam, you don't need to be in the mosque. We got some problems in the mosque, but the worst problems are in the street. So we got to come on out of the mosque into the street. That's why I'm here. Because in Harlem, in Chicago, a young girl was shot down, 7 years old. She was out in front of her house making lemonade to sell so that she could make a little money so that when school came she could buy her backpack and whatnot. And a stray bullet came and killed that 7-year-old girl. And one of the brothers came to me and said, Brother Farrakhan, we gave the mother a bowl of fruit. I was sick. You gave her a bowl of fruit, she just lost her baby. The fruit that you should have given her is the fruit of Islam. See, when the nation was strong, there was crime, but it wasn't like it is today. When the nation of Islam was strong, and we were on 116th Street, you know women felt safe when you saw the FOI, because you knew our duty was to respect and protect the black woman. You understood that. So I said to myself, no, this can't keep going on. I asked the men, I said, I'm going out in the street. Now, 7 months from now, I'll be 80 years old. I want you to think about this. I've been teaching for 57 years, and I'm not tired. You understand me? I can't retire. When I'm dead, then I'm retired. But even from the grave, I'll be reaching for you, waking you up, standing you up, cleaning you up, because that's my job. So here I told my ministers, I said, if you don't want to go out in the street, resign, or I'll sit you down. Because I don't need nobody walking with me that walks by our people and leaves them in the condition that they're in. Now I'd like to close this little talk, Harlem, with some words from Jesus. Jesus, he really was a revolutionary. Wasn't no milquetoast dude, soft and frilly. He was a warrior. So Jesus, he knew the law of Moses. It's a great law. But Moses gave you 10. Jesus said, I only give you 2. What were those 2? He said, number 1, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. See, when you love God like that, there's nothing else. See, and when you look at his creation, why wouldn't we love him? I mean, this is a mighty God. And I adore him. I mean, love is so cheap. If it's that kind of emotional madness, I don't have that kind of love. See, the kind of love that God is asking for is that love that's found in the Quran when a man says, my prayer, my sacrifice, my life, and my death is all for Allah. See, then you're giving him all. You're giving him everything. Then he can respond. He said, well, the second commandment is like unto that first one. Love your neighbor as yourself. So a smart guy was in the audience. He said, yo, Jesus. He said, who is my neighbor? That was a good question. Jesus handed him a beautiful parable. A man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and some ruffians, some thieves, hit him in his head, wounded him, took his raiment. He's a thief and an attempted murder, and left the man wounded in the road. Now you think about it, that's a heck of a condition. The priest came. The priest. He walked by on the other side. He walked like Romney. He walked by on the other side. I know that brother got some short steps, don't he? But the Levite came. That's the Aaronic priesthood. That's the Jews. They came by. They looked at the dude. Damn, he's in bad shape. He walked by. But then the Good Samaritan came.
Go ahead.
He was traveling in the same direction from Jerusalem to Jericho. And he saw the man. And he went over to the man. He poured oil in his wound, bound up his head. Then he took the man to an innkeeper and gave the innkeeper 2 pence and said, if it's more than what I've given you, on my return, I'll take care of it. Then Jesus said, which one of these did the neighborly thing? Now, you know that we've been here a long time. And we're still in a terrible condition. We have churches everywhere. But somebody is walking by on the other side. We have Jewish friends. They know what it's like to suffer. They know what it's like to have a prophet to open the way for them. They're the most brilliant people among white people on our planet. Yes, they are. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, study the white man. He's successful. He makes no excuses for his failure. He works in a collective manner. We ought to do the same. But they look at you and they befriend you, but your head don't have no oil in it. Your wound is still there. You still are in a terrible condition, and the people that have had prophets, they don't help you. I got my Palestinian Arab brothers. You my brother. See? You got stores in all black communities. But you have been blessed with a prophet of God. You know what Jahiliyyah is. Jahiliyyah is when the Arabs were in bad shape. They were divided into tribes. They hated women. They mistreated women and killed females that fell from the womb. They murdered them. Yeah, they were in bad shape. But Muhammad, peace be upon him, found them in that condition, cleaned them up, united all the tribes, and they became a great nation. And they led the world in science and mathematics. Yes, from the prophet that came to them. Well, the Arabs don't have much respect for us. The Koreans don't either.
No, they don't.
And the police don't. I'm thankful to Allah that we got our black policemen here.
Yes, sir.
We love you, brothers.
That's right.
We're trying to make your job easier. But you know that there are some whites that are very racist in the police department. You don't have to say yes, I already know. And sometimes you have to step in to stop them from killing us. And then sometimes we crazy enough too. We want to show white folk that we can kill niggas too. But do you know how some of the white folks see us? They see us as savages. They don't see us as human beings. That's why sometimes when they get their hands on you, they just kill you. And they don't feel anything because they've just killed another animal. And you just as cold to one another. And that's why the Bible says, I'm going to take out of you a heart of stone, and I'm going to give you a heart of flesh. And the heart that I give you, my law will be written in your hearts. I mean, it's so beautiful. But that's God talking about a heart transplant that he's going to do on his people. But look at this. I'm talking now to white policemen and white people. See, we are savage, yes, not all of us, but we in a bad condition. But once upon a time, so were you. See, you don't remember how when you were in the hills and cave sides of Europe, you don't remember that you were walking on your all fours? You don't remember how you had hair all over your body like an animal? You don't remember how the dog was your best friend. He used to lay in the mouth of the cave. You don't remember? But a prophet of God came and took you up out of that condition. And now you rule the world. But you were not always as you are today. So Arabs, when you look at my brothers and sisters, remember your beginning. White folk, when you look at my brothers and sisters, remember your days in the hills and cave sides of Europe, when you didn't know how to bury your dead or cook your food, when you were eating the bark of trees. See, we know your history. So don't rub off on us like you were never in that condition. The Holy Quran said, once upon a time, we were nothing to speak of because we come from worthless water, which is sperm. Sometimes you leave the sperm by the side of the road. Sometimes you leave it in a condom. Sometimes you leave it on somebody's dress. But that's how we all began, with sperm mixed with ovum. But a mighty creator kept evolving us from sperm, then a clot, then an embryo, then a fetus, then a child, now a grown man. But we got to keep evolving now like the Christ. Look at what he said. I can of myself do nothing. Well, if Jesus can't do nothing of himself, by himself, what do you think we can do by ourselves? We need each other. But look at what Jesus said. Whatsoever the Father commands me to say, that I say. And whatever the Father commands me to do, that I do. Then at another point, he evolved so well that he could come before the people and say, I and my Father are one. When you see me, you see the Father, for I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. And if you remember, you are from God. See? And when the children said to him, the disciples, Master, teach us how to pray. He didn't say, my Father and not yours. He said, pray like this, our Father. So if God could take Jesus and make him into what he made him, a God, then that same Father, if you allow him to operate on, let's go back to life and love God and love one another. And I say to my family, my Muslim brothers, see, I don't want you to be like the priest who sees our people in their condition and you walk onto the box. I don't want you to be like that. I don't want you to come and look at our people strung out on drugs, laying in the street, redness in their eyes. But I look at you, when I shake your hand, I'm looking at God. When I look at you, I know who I'm looking at. You feel it's an honor to shake my hand, but every hand that I shook, I tell you how honored I am to shake your hand.